Hi, hello and namaste. Welcome back to my YouTube channel RSK Competitive World. So students, we completed the first chapter, crop production and management. So I hope so that everybody understood that. So we'll move to the second chapter, the microorganisms, that is friend and foe. Very interesting title it is. Microorganisms, friend and foe. The microorganisms we need to study today, that you all know that little bit meaning of microorganism or microorganisms. So microorganisms are very small organisms which cannot be seen by our naked eyes. But here they have given two words, friend and foe. The meaning of friend you know. Okay, the friend means very a good friend. The foe means who is opposite to that. The opposite word of friend is foe. Means here two types of organisms we need to study, which are friendlier to us, which are opposite to us. Got my point? Means the friendlier or microorganisms which does not harm to the other organisms, and some other organisms are there, microorganisms which will completely, they are hazardous to the health. So what we need to discuss in this chapter, and this chapter is very important. Why? Because microorganism, that is why the today till today we are suffering from this microorganisms. That I will come back with you. One virus, that is coronavirus, that is also a microorganism, because we are not able to see that organism. That is what I discussed, that microorganisms cannot be seen by our naked eyes, or we can say that is unaided eyes. Those organisms we can call them as a microorganisms. So this coronavirus is also one kind of microorganism. Means it is a friend microorganism or it is a foe microorganisms. Okay, so that we need to discuss. That is a foe microorganism, means nothing but it is that is causing so many health hazards. That I will come back to. Okay, that I will discuss in the next slide. See, that is what we need to discuss. Here some pictures they have given. See that microorganisms are various shapes or sizes they have. Okay, so that is also we will discuss in the next slide. So introduction, that is about this microorganism, what we need to discuss, and what is this microorganisms, everything we'll discuss. The microorganisms or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with the unaided eye, or we can say that is a naked eye. These are very small. Okay, how much small? These microorganisms cannot be seen by our human eyes. It can't be. That's why when if you saw that, definitely will move out of that. Okay, so that's why without we are not able to see that. That's why in the air or in any other forms, that is whenever breathing with a respiration, that is moving through our nose or it is through our mouth. That's why health hazards will take place in the form of fever, in the form of cough, cold. Okay, that is sneezing, coughing, that all headache. So many health hazards will take place because of these microorganisms, what we to discuss. Okay, so some of these, such as fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with the magnifying glass. In this microorganism, fungus is also one of the microorganisms which you can able to see. When if you see, that is a one piece of a bread here. Everybody will eat a bread in the morning when you will having the cup of tea. That bread you can see, or it is a bread means we can every day, that is made up of a bread is made up of a jower. If you keep it for a long time, then you can able to see after some days or 2 to 3 days or 4 days, you can able to see some fungus which is completely covered that bread also. Got my point? So that is, you will discuss this one in the 7th standard. So here you can able to see the fungus which is covered on the that bread. That is nothing but that is also microorganisms. Means where these microorganisms came and how it is attacked that bread. That is the question. Question is, microorganisms are so small, cannot be seen by our naked eyes. That's why they all are will moving in the air. That's why easily with a hot or it is a mild, that is environment, they will attack the easily, they will attack the, that is any kind of a material, like your shoes which has been outside of your house so many without touching them. If you kept it for the so many days, then after when you will start wearing it, then you can able to see a small funguses which is covered on your shoes also or chappals also. In the same way, this is the fungus which is covered here on the bread also. Then how can you can able to see that? You can able to see that, but not with our naked eyes, but by using a magnifying glass. The magnifying glass we have in the laboratories, you can see that. We'll do some activities on this one they have given. We can also by doing the activities also we can see in the biology lab. Okay, that is why these are called microorganisms or microbes also. We can call them as a microorganisms also, and another name for this one is microbes also. Microorganisms are classified into 4 major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi or fungi, protozoa, and some of them are algae. So these microorganisms, we have classified them as a groups. So many groups are there in the microorganisms. One is bacteria, second one is fungi, third one is protozoa, and some of them in the form of algae. Okay, so are you understanding this slide? Introduction means what are the microorganisms, how they are, what are their shape, size, very small in shape and size, cannot be seen with the naked eyes. Okay, then where they will come, they will start moving in the environment, very smaller in size, easily they can move also into your body with the into the mouth or into the nose also. That's why we can able to get a sneezing, cough, cold, ache, headache, so many health hazards because of this. Okay, so if we classify them, we have so many classifications. That is the first one is a bacteria we have, fungi we have, protozoa, and also algae we have. Okay, we'll move to the second slide. Next activity they have given. How will understand or how will you see these microorganisms by doing these activities? So activity number in your textbook 2.1 they have given about microorganism, that is collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker. So that what we need to take, take small beaker. Okay, then we need to take small little amount of a moist soil, means little amount of moist soil, not be dried soil, moist soil, and from the field nearby your house or something else. You can take it and you can insert into the beaker and add a little bit of amount of water to it. After soil particles will be settled down, that is and observe a drop of water. And what we need to take, that we need to take a beaker and small amount of moist soil, then little amount of water we need to add into that, and leave it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. All soil particles will be settled at the bottom of the beaker, and what we need to take it, small one drop of water we need to take, and we need to take it small drop of water and we need to keep on the glass slide. Then if you keep under the microscope, what you will observe, that what the activity. Another activity is there, we will discuss that first, afterwards we will come back to that is final, that is observation. Okay, yes. So second activity 2.2, take a few drops of water from a pond. So nearby we have so many ponds, the water which is collected, this will not be flow for so many days, will be there only. That water we need to take few drops, spread on the glass slide and observe through the microscope. Means small drop of water again from the pond, just take it and again place it on the slide, glass slide. Then what you will observe, the question arises here, what you will observe, that by doing these two activities, activity number 2.1 and 2.2, we need to understand that small tiny means small organisms start moving around in the that is a slide, which is the water droplets which are present in this glass slide. No, in that water droplets, small organisms, tiny organisms start moving around. It means what do you understand? We need to understand here, those are nothing but that is a microorganisms. So those small things you observe through the microscope are called microorganisms. So those start moving around in the water, droplets, those are called microorganisms. Some of the pictorial examples are given in the next session, that could be we'll discuss. Okay, so see, these are some that is microorganisms. See, they have given in a textbook, and you can see these are the types of bacteria. Depending on their size and shape, they have named them. So these are the two kinds of a bacterial. Spiral, they are in the spiral shape, that's why they have given name as a spiral bacteria. And this one as rod shaped bacteria, they are in the form of rod, that's why they named them as a rod shaped bacteria. And this one is a spiral bacteria. Okay, these are the types of bacteria. Next, see this, these are the types of algae. So Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, these are the two types of algae. So algae, basically that you learned in the 7th standard, the green color algae which is completely covered the water in the well or nearby any river or any that is a lake, pond, you can able to see. So this is a green color algae. Usually we saw that green color algae in this, that is a Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. Depending on their shape and size, they were also named. Okay, so these all are microorganisms what we are discussing here. Okay, these are types of parameciums, means amoeba, and another one is a paramecium. Also we can call them as a unicellular. These are not a multicellular organisms, these are unicellular. We, the human being, our body is made up of many cells, but these microorganisms, amoeba and paramecium, we can call them as a unicellular. Why? Because these are made up of only one cell. Their body is completely made up of only one cell, that's why we call them as a unicellular. These are also microorganisms. These are the types of fungi, that is a bread mold, that is a penicillium and aspergillus. So these are the kinds, you can see that. Little bit I will make zoom this, bread mold, penicillium and aspergillus. These are also kind of a fungi. So these are also, we can call them as a microorganism. Okay. So these are the types of viruses. So here the point is here that what need to discuss about coronavirus. Can see now these are the types of viruses. Okay, what are these are the types of viruses. Now their size and shape are different, and depending on them the scientist, the researcher will name them. Okay, for example, now when 31st December 2019 the coronavirus entered to Wuhan, China, that is they have named it in 2015 only. That is the corona is came with a name, but so completely when it is attacking Wuhan, that is it came to the whole world. So this is a kind of a virus where it has a helical shape. Got my point? Well, coronavirus is a helical shape, and it will transfer by one person to another person when you will touch that by touching. Okay, it will transfer from one place, that is place to place, and by when you touch a person with, when you attacked by a coronavirus, if you touch another person, that will be a transfer to him also or her also. That is, it is a transparent disease, that is a attacked by coronavirus. So we have a little difference here, corona and COVID-19, little bit of difference. Corona, it is the initial stage of that disease, that is virus. When it will enter through the mouth or nose, you will start coughing, throat little bit, it will become little bit, you will start coughing, get fever because of that. And when it will be go to the final stage, means when that virus entered the liver, then it will completely loses the immunity power of a person, means completely start consuming the power of cell. So that's why the immunity power will go down, so may causes death also. That is the final stage, that's why we named here as COVID-19. Little bit difference between the coronavirus and COVID-19. Corona is the initial stage, COVID-19 is the final stage. So these are various shapes. This coronavirus is also one having a, that is a crown like a structure on its surface that you saw every day. You are seeing that is that is information regarding this coronavirus through the medias. So this is how this is very important chapter. That's why initially only told that this chapter is very important. So we need to take care for the precautions also. Again, through this lesson I want to give some precautions to you also. You know very well, but even though I will give some precautions. What are the precautions? Precautions that you have to maintain the social distance. Okay, so then you need to take a little, that is warm water, then sanitize your hands, your body. Okay, maintain the cleanness in the house. Got my point? So that is very important. Don't go to any hospitals if you are getting little mild fever or any sneezing because of that. Okay, now completely the diseased people that are entering into the hospitals also, because of you, the mild fever or headache or something else, for that if you go and if you meeting the doctors in the hospitals also, you will getting the, that is coronaviruses also. So because of that, just maintain the distance from the hospitals. You can just take precautions in the house. You can keep on taking the garlic into the food. That will be giving immunity to your body. So maintain that. Okay, so whatever precautions are there, that we maintain in the house only by taking the precautions. So here little bit we'll discuss, where do microorganisms live. Microorganisms may be single celled like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or multicellular such as algae and fungi. Okay, some are them multicellular also there, in them a single cellular, that is a unicellular also we have, such as algae and fungi. They can survive under all types of environment. Means the environment doesn't matter whether it is a very cold or it is very hot. Means it can survive in any of the condition. That's why they have given, where do microorganisms live. They can survive under all type of environment. Please keep in mind. That's why we need to take very strong precautions. So whether it is a cold, whether it is a hot, ranging from ice cold climate to hot spring and desert to marshy lands. Meaning of this one is, they will survive in all type of conditions, like very cold conditions and also in very mild conditions, that is very hot conditions also. Means they will live in desert also, they will live in the marshy lands. Desert means completely dry area where you can't get able to get water also. Marshy means little bit, it is a, that is a water, that is moist land. Okay, in that all conditions the viruses, these microorganisms will live. That's why we need to take precautions. They are also found inside the body of animal, including humans. That is what we are getting the disease because of this coronavirus. They are also found inside the bodies, means they are entering the body. The best place is that for the coronavirus is the human, that is animal's body. It will be very safe for them. That's why it is entering our body. Then keep on revolving around us only. Got my point? Keep on revolving in the environment, in the air. So if it is get a little bit warm places, it will move into the mouth. When you will respire, when you will breathe, it will move into the air with the help of your mouth, and directly when it will enter your throat, then you will start coughing, sneezing, getting fever, headache. So if it enters that is your liver, then definitely it causes death also. That's why now only we need to take precautions. Some microorganisms grow on their organisms while others exist freely. See, some microorganisms are there, they can't live singly. They will keep on searching the shelter and food of other organisms. Means we can call them as a host places. Means host organisms, means organisms which will give their shelter and food to other organisms, like these microorganisms. We already discussed this in the 7th standard. Please keep in mind. Host plants, host animals, we discussed. Host plants or host animals, we can call them as the organisms, host organisms, which will give food and shelter to other organisms. That's what the meaning of host organisms. Okay, microorganisms like amoeba can live alone. It will not mingle with the other organisms. It will be alone only. While fungi, bacteria may live in colonies. Means as you are living in the colonies with so many houses. So in the same way, they have also colonies, means the same kind of the organisms, same type of organisms. For example, fungi, the group of fungi, whole they will living together at one place. We can call them as a colony. So that's why some the microorganisms like amoeba will not live with any other organisms. It will live alone. So some organisms like fungi and bacteria will live in the colonies, means they will get together, the same kind of fungi with their, that is, mate, with they will start living together. So these are the kinds also we discussed, and where do the microorganisms live, and what are its shape, what are its health hazards, how they are in the environment, what we need to take the precautions out of these. And we discussed about coronavirus also. The viruses also, they are also microorganisms. Got my point? The viruses also microorganisms. Please keep in mind, there is a little bit difference is there between bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and viruses. See, viruses will need host organisms where it will must and should see about the food and shelter. So it may be other organisms like bacteria, fungi, protozoa or algae. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? I will give little bit clarification. For example, see this one, X is virus. Got my point? X is a virus here. See this virus. So Y is, it's a host plant or host animal. Host animal. Host animal means what? Means the animal or host organism which will give food and shelter. Means the host organisms are acting here as, for example, bacteria. Maybe bacteria is giving food and shelter to this virus, or maybe it is fungi, or maybe it is protozoa, or maybe it is algae. Got my point? Are you getting my point? Maybe it is plant. Y is maybe acting as plant, or it is a animal, any kind of animal. Are you getting my point? X is virus here. So virus always keeps seeing towards the Y, which is Y is acting as a host organisms, means host organism giving shelter and food to this virus. Means keep observing this, the place where it will be shape. Means shape means not that shape, okay, means it want to take its precautions. So that's why virus will need food and shelter. Y will giving that as a food and shelter to virus, means Y is acting as here that is host organism. So maybe it is in the plant also, maybe it is animal also, maybe bacteria, maybe fungi, maybe protozoa, maybe algae. So this is how the relation between these virus and these the microorganisms, other microorganism. Virus is also microorganism. Got my point? So this is how we need to discuss. So here some diseases will come that we need to discuss. See, some common elements, that is like cold, influenza, and we can call them as a flu, or most coughs are caused by viruses. If you are getting cough, if you are getting sneezing, if you are getting fever, if you are getting a cold, you can understand that these all are caused because of viruses. The serious diseases also there, which are those, some of, for example, polio you heard, some of them as in chicken pox you heard. Chicken pox means small, a little bit pox which are there on the body of a human being. You just saw this and you are familiar with this small pox, or it is a chicken pox. Okay, both are in the same manner, chicken pox and small poxes. So polio, these are caused by viruses, not by any bacteria. Please keep in mind, this smallpox, chicken pox, this polio, these all are caused by viruses. Diseases like dysentery, malaria are caused by protozoa. Are you getting my point? So you familiar with this one, the dysentery, malaria, that is malaria will be caused because of little bit the white cell. If it is a less number of white cells which are present in your body, means it is a malaria will causes. Okay, that is nowadays with the biting of a female mosquito will causes the dengue. We can call that is also a little bit initial stage will be malaria, and the next stage will be that is a dengue, we can say. So here we have to careful, that is diseases like dysentery, malaria will be caused by protozoa. Protozoa is also microorganism, please keep in mind. Got my point? As the bacteria named, protozoa is also another name of a microzoa, that is microorganism. Fungi is also another name of a microorganism. Protozoa, algae, these are also another name of microorganisms. Whereas typhoid you heard, and tuberculosis nothing but we can call them as shortly, that is TB. TB means a person which will suffer from a oftenly cough. He starts suffering from the oftenly coughing, start coughing oftenly. So we can call that is a tuberculosis, TB we can say. So it will loses weight also, and hence the person will start continuously start coughing. And typhoid is very dangerous. So it's one symptom I will tell, that is a typhoid. If it is any if you're causing typhoid, how will you understand the typhoid? That's typhoid, you must understand that very high the body will become so high temperature, and you will get a little bit pain in the left side, and you will get a continuous fever with the high temperature more than 102 or nearby 103. Are getting my point? Typhoid. Tuberculosis means also by typhoid also the hairs start falling. Hair fall will also start because of that typhoid also. See, these all are bacterial diseases. Are you getting my point? Dysentery, malaria caused by protozoa, typhoid and tuberculosis are caused by bacteria, and polio and chickenpox and smallpox caused by viruses. So these all are microorganisms will cause, that is causing different kinds of diseases in a human body, not only in human, so many other organisms, not only human, other animals also, and the animal like human being also. Got my point? So here what we need to discuss in the next class is that which are friendly microorganisms, which are very, that is health hazardous microorganisms, which will cause us health hazardous microorganisms, which are friendly, that is health friendly, which are healthy, which will be very healthy microorganisms. We discussed in the 7th standard that some bacteria are very helpful for us. Okay, so in the same way microorganisms are, some of them are very helpful for us, and some of them will cause us a health hazardous also. That what we need to discuss. So I hope so that you are understanding the every slides. If you have any doubts, you can come back to me with a personal number. So I'm telling that you just like my videos, share my videos, and subscribe it. First you subscribe it, share it to your friends, your WhatsApp groups, and also in Facebook also. Okay, thank you so much.